Welcome, everybody. We're here this week with Free Spirit Fabrics. I'm Sharon Thornton, and this is what we call our Inspired By program, where we try to inspire you to create in different ways with Free Spirit Fabrics. So we're really excited to be here with you today. Thank you for joining us. We are here with Quilt Smart, and we are here to share our quilted jacket challenge that we have going on. It started in October of I gotta remember the years now, 2021. And we've changed the deadline date to May 27th of 2022 of this year. It was originally the end of April, and we've extended it another month. So we're here just to share that with you today. We have some key points that we'd like to share, and Maddie will be on in a little bit. Maddie is the owner of Quilt Smart product, and she's going to share a lot of the coats that they've been doing. So we have a lot to show you. We ask you to send us thumbs ups and hearts for the items that you see today that you love. We ask you to share the page if you'd like to, with your friends or anyone that you think might be interested in this. And without further ado, we are going to get going here today. So let me switch this over. Oh, Sarah Asby is with me, and we'll see Sarah afterwards as well. So I'm going to switch. Sarah's going to be behind the camera, but then you will see her at some point here. All right, so here are our jackets. So welcome, like I said, this is a Free Spirit coat story, and in order to be in this challenge, there are three things that you need to be part of this challenge. The first thing is your jacket needs to be made from Free Spirit fabrics. All Free Spirit fabrics. And the second item that you're going to need to be part of this is a grain line studio pattern in order to make the jacket. And the third thing that you need is to have a quilt. You have to have used Quilt Smart. And Maddie is going to be on to share a little bit more about Quilt Smart. Quilt Smart is a product that is printed on interfacing. It's just a different technique, and I'll try not to talk too much and let Maddie talk about this, but the prints and everything are already on the interfacing, and it really just brings you along very quickly. You could be a seasoned quilter or new to quilting or want to try quilting, and this is a great way to get you started. So those are the three items that you need to be part of the challenge. So Sarah, if we could start over here with this coat, we're going to show you quickly the coats that we have been working on. So Free Spirit Fabrics, we're here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we challenge our office mates, colleagues, peers, friends to be part of the challenge. And so the jackets that we're going to show you from here are our jackets. It was a great experience for everybody. I think everybody really enjoyed it. We had people that were very new to quilting and sewing, and we had other people that were more experienced, but either way, everybody did a fantastic job. So this first this first jacket here is made by Tara. She's here in our office, and you can see that she used Tim Holtz fabrics in here, and she teamed it with the Cape Facet Shot Cottons, the solids. And she used, a gridded on point. Maddie, you're gonna have to tell us about this. I'm sorry, I can't remember all of them, but she used a grid to sew all of these on to the interfacing and put this together. So she made her top. There's the front. And here is the back of her jacket. And you can see that she did quilt this jacket, but you can see what a nice job she did. She really has some beautiful colors that she teamed together to make this jacket. Okay. Oh, Sarah's getting close so you can really see it. It's really beautiful. Those Tim Holtz and Kate played beautifully together. And the next jacket that we have here is, this was made by Louise. She's also in our office. I'm showing you the back of her jacket because it's very interesting. Tara's jacket was, the same grid was used all over. And with Louise, she put the interest of her coat, a lot of the interest of her quilting coat on the back. And so she used a grid to create this bargello. And this is with Kate and Tula, and she has some Free Spirit solids in this. So she's put a lot of different, fabrics from all of our different designers into this with the bargello on the back. And then on the front, she kept it a little bit simpler. So she did some beautiful quilting on it. You can see she, she used a solid in here, but you can see where she, took more interest here in the front. And she put some interest on the sleeves as well with the quilting. But the Quilt Smart product that she used for this is primarily on the back. So that's how Louise did hers. You can see it's the Tamarack. She's got the curve in it. We can see that that's the, we did all use that, but these are some of the things we're going to be looking for when you make your jackets for the challenge. The next, oh, and I didn't talk about Louise's lining here. This is an onion ring. This is Brandon from the K Facet Collective, and this is a 108-inch quilt back that she used for the lining of this. The next jacket, this was made by Carly, and she did something similar to Tara in terms of her fabrics. And just so you know, everybody picked their fabrics independent from one another. We weren't, together because it was COVID times when we started this, and so, we weren't together. We were coming in here alone to pick out fabrics. So Carly picked the Tim Holtz, and she also used the K Facet chalk cottons in here. And there's a little bit of Cori Dantini, the seeds, in the centers of these. And this is called Black Eyed Susan, the pattern. And it's just, just like Tara's. I mean, she took Tim Holtz, but look how completely different this looks. And the K Facet. I mean, it looks fantastic. She took the quilt blocks. She has them on the back. She did, a little bit of solid here to fill in. I mean, if you wanted to do more blocks here, you certainly could and make them come around to the front potentially. You can see how she has her flowers coming up the sleeve on it. I mean, she did a beautiful job. And all of this is done Tamarack Jacket, Free Spirit Fabrics, and Quilt Smart. Okay, now we're going to move over to here. This jacket was made by Nancy. And Nancy used a clamshell, and this is done in Tim Holtz. This has his foundations, but it also has some abandon in it. A lot of these different collections this coat was done with, and you can see how beautiful the back of this looks. She did the blind stitch here for the clamshell, and Nancy did hers where the front of her jacket, again, it's Tim Holtz fabric here. I mean, this looks awesome in the front, and her sleeve is the same fabric as that. So she didn't put the clamshells on the front, but similar to Louise, she just used it on the back. And then the inside, she used a Tim Holtz fabric here, which is very cool. And what's neat about Nancy's is that she didn't quilt her jacket. No problem with that. I mean, we live in the South here, and this would be a great jacket for her to, wear, 9 months out of the year, if not 12. And then on the cuff, she also put some clamshells. I don't know how well they can see that. She just touched it up in the cuff, which is very nice. A little detailing. So, she personalized it a little bit more by, doing the clamshell in the back, all over the back. She put it on the sleeve, and she didn't line hers, which is great. There's no rule saying you have to do any of that. And then the next jacket here, this was made by Lucy. And this is a fun jacket as well. Lucy made this with Tula Pink fabric, and this is a grandmother's fan. And I don't know if Sarah can get a little closer. You can see the beautiful stitching that Lucy did on this. She has a lot of different colored threads, or maybe it's the same. No, she's got different. She's got green here. She's got some purples. And she, had fun with the thread play. The grandmother's fan is the Quilt Smart Quilt Smart product. And then, she had fun doing the decorative stitching on this. And she also extended the length of this jacket. So this is a little bit longer. She wanted her jacket longer. And she added a collar to hers. You can see from the back. And then I'm just going to turn it around so you can see the front as well. So here's the front. And, more grandmother's fan here on the front. A lot of the detailing in all of the fans, the decorative stitching. And she put fans on the sleeves. And what I also like about Lucy's is that for the other jackets that we showed, and I didn't point it out, I think everybody primarily made binding for their jacket. But what Lucy did is she got a twill tape and she put that on to finish hers. So just showing a different way that you can personalize your jacket and make it the way you want to. So she did the twill tape and she used the decorative stitching again down here. And I just thought it was a nice touch to the jacket that she did. And then the inside, she lined it with the tulip pink fabrics as well, and she added some pockets. None of us did the welted pocket on our jackets. Lucy, as you can see, added side seam pockets, and she has a little private pocket here in the front for probably a phone or something, or the side, wherever she wants to use it. But hers was just done a little differently, and it's just fun. And then the last one that not the last one, but the last one hanging is the jacket that I made. So this is made by Sharon. And this is Tim Holtz. It's all Tim Holtz fabrics. And I believe there are a total of 6 fabrics in this. So that's what I thought was really neat about the Tim Holtz is that, this jacket offers a lot of texture. And it probably feels like there's a lot more fabrics in it than actually is. And, when I was thinking about the jacket, I wanted it to be a basic color for me because of the way that I wanted to wear it. But this is a Hunter Star, and that's one of my favorite patterns for quilting too. What I loved about Quilt Smart and using this is that the points matched up perfectly. I mean, if you use the product correctly, this goes together very nicely. You iron on your pieces to the Quilt Smart, and then you just sit down at the machine and sew. So this was really fun, very easy. Well, time consuming, but easier, which was nice. What was important to me in this jacket, and this is how I personalized mine, was because I do so much sewing, I really wanted to have a true sewing element. This fabric that Tim offers with the measuring tape, I really wanted that to be shown. So I put that on the cuff. You can see I have it in the star here. I added some loops, and I collect vintage buttons, and this is a perfect place for me to place them. The inside I just lined with Tim Holtz. I did a little private pocket here on the inside. Again, I took one of the blocks. It was probably a spare block at the end that I put together. And this is just a pocket that I made. This isn't part of the pattern. Just a little place for me to hide my items when I go to a quilt show or something. I can get my phone in there, my credit card, and with the zipper, hopefully I won't lose anything. So that's how we did that. Mine is quilted. Lucy's is not quilted. I just want to bounce back here again because I didn't talk about that. She didn't quilt hers, but she did a lot more extra work here. And Nancy, like I mentioned before, didn't quilt hers. So everybody did something different with their jacket. So I just want to encourage everybody that what we'd like to see is we'd like to see Free Spirit fabrics used in your code challenge. We would like to see the Tamarack Jacket pattern used. You can modify it. You can make it longer. All different techniques that you could do. You could just do and use the Quilt Smart product, and you could use the Quilt Smart all over your jacket like some of these are used. You could just use it on the back of the jackets like some of these are used, or any number of ways you decide to do it. If you just wanted to do your front and your sleeves and leave your back plain, you could do that. Whatever it is that you choose you want to do to personalize it and make it more you. I'd like to show you I'm going to show you Sarah in a minute. She's our last jacket. So you can see that we hung our jackets on this product. For those of you that are not familiar, this is a flannel grid. It's a grid flannel from K-Facet. And it comes bolted. A lot of quilt shops could have it bolted in the store. We recommend you use it. Honestly, when I was using it, when I was doing mine, I did put my blocks up on the wall because I wanted to see them come together and I wanted to see how to sew them. We are also going to be offering this grid wall in 2-yard cuts. Local quilt shops should have these come June. They start to ship in June. So if your local quilt shop has bought them, they will have them in June. You could gift these to a friend if you wanted to, or for yourself, or they're easy to travel with. And again, we also have it as bolt. And again, recommend that you try to use the grid wall with this project. And you see how nice the jackets even look hanging on it. So now I'm going to take the iPad from Sarah, and Sarah is going to be on camera. So here she is, right there is good. So there's Sarah Asby. Sarah works with us here at Free Spirit Fabrics. And welcome, Sarah. Thank you for filming.
You're welcome.
And so here's Sarah's jacket. And this is the last one that we have to show here. And this is a great jacket. I'll have Sarah talk about it in a second. Yes, she's modeling for us. So you can see how different they look from the hangers to on the person. And actually, Sarah, why don't you move over that way just a little bit? Perfect. And so Sarah, her jacket, the background of her jacket, she used Jane Sassaman handcrafted cottons, and then she used Anna Maria's, which collection do you remember? Was it
Catalog, so Love Always.
Love Always? Yep. Sorry, I just had a mind blank there. So this is the Love Always fabric that Sarah used, and I'm going to have Sarah tell you a little bit more about her jacket. Like, what did you like about this project, and how did you personalize your jacket?
Well, I had seen out in social media land how popular quilted jackets were becoming. And, you know, that whole phenomenon started with people finding vintage quilts and then making them into clothing. And so I started looking into, do I have old quilts, or trying to find one? And two things happened. Number one, they're not really readily available. And number two, sometimes the fabrics weren't my particular style or color. So I started thinking about making my own, and I was just very intimidated about how do you do that. And then it just kind of all came together when we dreamed up this project to use these products. It just made it easier. So the first thing I did is picked out fabrics that I love. And this green, even though it's a solid, it's Jane Sassaman's handcrafted cottons, and there's just a beautiful depth to how these fabrics were made. And I just, I know it sounds silly, but I just get lost in this green. I feel like I'm on a lawn. And so to me, it was perfect to pair with this Anna Maria fabric. And what I was able to do was fussy cut all the different flowers that I really liked. And then I picked one of my second favorite colors, which is a pink, to go with the green. Mm-hmm. And then I actually picked William Morris's Strawberry Thief in navy for my lining, because every flower garden needs a bird. Mm-hmm. So that's how that came about. And my bird is actually peeking out on my cuff, so he's with me all the time. Mm-hmm. So that's how I personalized my coat. But what I really enjoyed doing that, I have always wanted to make what I call an orange peel quilt. And so I found the Quilt Smart product. It's actually called the pumpkin seed. Do you want me to show everyone that? Yeah, show this. So I had the opportunity to make this shape piece into my coat. And I just had so much fun trying to figure out the placement. And the neat thing about using the interfacing from Quilt Smart, I have really clean and evenly shaped pieces, and I moved them all around on my Kaffe flannel grid wall to figure out, did I want them to go, did I want to make plus signs, did I want to make the circles, how exactly did I want to approach this? So this was just great to work with. I've never made this shape piece before, and I got nice points and nice edges. It was really quite clever.
Can you show us the back, just so you can see how it was turned around?
Yes. So the two R's, the rough side of the interfacing stays on the right side of the fabric. And as long as you remember that, you can do this, I promise. Because I'm one of those that reads the instructions 86 times, and the two R's together stuck with my brain, and I got it.
That's awesome. Well, you did a great job.
Okay. Do you want me to talk about what I had left over?
Sure.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we want to show you a couple of other things with Sarah. This is why we have her modeling. Yeah. So when she had her leftover petals that she had created, she put them on her pants. Now, how cool is that? Show us the other leg too.
Yeah.
So she purchased the pants, opened up the inseam, and then applied the product and closed it back up. And now look at her. As we back up, we see Sarah. If we see you at a quilt show, you are dressed to the nines. She's got a quilted jacket on and her quilted pants, and we know you're a quilter. There's no doubt.
But in a pretty way, you know.
Oh, absolutely. In a very nice way.
I've worn this with my friends, and they all ooh and all over it too, because really this quilted clothing is everywhere.
Right, it definitely is. It's definitely on trend. Yes. So thank you, Sarah, for showing yourself and your process with us. And so, like Sarah said, this is the pattern that she had started with, the pumpkin seed. And now Maddie is offering some of the quilt. Oh, there's Sarah. She's on the cover of Quilt Smart, the pumpkin seed coat pack. So there you saw her jacket in the flesh, and now Maddie offers these coat packets for those of you that are interested. And then where did that other one go? Oh, this one. So we have this one here. This is the one that we showed you from Carly, and Carly's on this cover for the Black Eyed Susan. And there's the Quilt Smart product that she had started with, but since then, Maddie's developed this packaging for this project. There's Nancy on the cover of hers, the clamshell coat. And then there's Lucy on the cover of this one. And oh, here's, we don't see Sharon on a cover, so that's good. Here's the product that I started with. I started with the Hunter Star, as you can see. I started with the, the product that they offer as if you just want to make a quilt, because that's essentially what you're doing is you're making a quilt. I'm going to give this back to Sarah for 1 second. If you could just show me for 1 second, because I just want to talk. Oh, I should talk about my jacket. Now, this isn't part of the project, but this is a Tamarack jacket as well that I had made. This is out of Bell Wells Cantha Cloth. And this was a great, easy project. Just lined everything. I did do the bias tape on the inside and I lined it all up. So it's just a quick, easy project that you could just make a solid one, but you can't do that for this challenge. You need to do the Tamarack jacket. You need to use Free Spirit Fabrics, which is here. I'm wearing it, but I didn't use Quilt Smart, so I can't enter this jacket in. If you use all three of those items and you want to submit into the Quilt to Code Challenge, please do. We would love to see your jackets. We want you to hashtag us, hashtag Tamarack and hashtag Quilt Smart in Free Spirit Fabrics. I said us, but I assume you know who that is. The other thing I wanted to tell you all was, I don't remember what, which is why I asked Sarah to turn it over to me. But I am going to switch the camera over to Maddie, and if I remember what I was going to say, I will come back to that. And at the end, I'll let you know what the winners get. So stay with us. So Maddie, I'm going to turn the camera over to you now. Hold on 1 second. I will let you know when you are on. Okay, Maddie, you're on live. So welcome, Maddie Rhodes from Quilt Smart. We're so happy to have you with us here today.
Thanks so much, Sharon. I appreciate it. We're 2,000 miles apart, I think. And not have had your cover, but I do. So
nice.
There in front of
There
our
I am.
coat pack. And the back of Sharon is on the back. So you can see.
I shouldn't have said anything, Maddie. I didn't realize. I should have known you were going to have it.
Oh, I needed to do that. And thank you for having me. This is a great opportunity and fun. I couldn't be more happy with this project. It has cost me many hours of sleep, but I'm absolutely loving it. I grew up sewing. I talked my mom into sort of teaching me, though she wasn't a sewer, when I was quite young. And so I started out with clothing sewing, and then I got into quilting. And now this is like the perfect blend of the two. So not only that, when I went through old pictures, I found that I had actually made quilt coats for my kids. And they still talk to me because the coats back then were a little, I would say, frumpier than today's coats are turning out. So If you don't know Quilt Smart, do you want me to keep going, Sharon?
Yes, please show us a little bit more about the product.
Okay, so if you don't know Quilt Smart, we print interfacing. And what we do is we print, it started out being any product that was just a little bit like a design that was hard to make. Like, for example, the double wedding ring or the Lone Star or the pumpkin seed that Sarah was showing earlier. She's right about the rough to right. And it's the opposite when you do some of our other patterns. So I just wanted to say, make sure you always read the directions, because we will tell you how to apply the interfacing. But the basic thing is we have lines to sew on, lines to trim on, lines to fold on, and it makes it so easy. I mean, I've done so many of these, and I remember one time where I was making a cell phone bag and I didn't have the interfacing with me, and I'm like, well, I designed it, I can do it. I didn't. It was like, somebody should print interfacing for this. And we did. I just didn't have it with me. So that is what our interfacing looks like. This is a good sample of it that I was holding up here. It's got the grid on the bottom, which we have a new grid. You can now put half square triangles right on the grid. And that's all in the instructions. And this is our blossom, which is the same technique as Sarah used for the pumpkin seed. And the Hunter's Star, what Sharon did, is a lot more like the grid work. And we used to, back in the day, call it watercolor. So it's the same thing. And we've just got a lot of new patterns out for it and new techniques. Sharon did mention that we have quilt patterns, which is how we started. These two are Lone Star. These two will be coat patterns, sorry, very soon. And I'll show you in a minute the things that we have upcoming, the jackets that are in process. And of course, I was like, oh, I want to get these all done, but we can't, we absolutely can't. There's not enough hours in the day to get everything done that we wanted to get done ever, I don't think. We'll just
I agree.
It's been really fun. So one question that we have had a lot is make it, like, even with my staff, Terry, it said, we're all going to make coats. And Terry was like, I don't sew clothing. I don't do that. and then I'd say to someone who is a garment sewer, we're making quilt coats. Oh, no, I don't quilt. And they didn't want anything to do with it. And I said, no, it's a beautiful blend of two crafts, and you probably know everything you need to know already. So the first thing with making a coat, once you have you've made fabric, which in this case is a quilt, is you've got a pattern, and you're going to cut out the pattern. So you want to get the right size, right? So make a muslin, and I talk a lot about that on our website and in some a document that I have coming out on the blog, things like that. So, and I think almost any garment sewer will say, if you're making like a wedding gown or coat, make a muslin. You're just making it out of muslin, literally, or old fabric, and just baste it, and you'll see how it fits, because fit is important. My coats fit me. I'm going to show you that in a minute here, and I love them. Okay, so and then we had a young man who's a son of a friend of mine, and she sews, and he wanted to make a coat. And this is a female women's jacket. So we said, well, let's just hold the pieces up. And so we have the men's jacket pattern under here, which is the one that we made Scott's pattern out of from Form Pattern Shop. But Alex, this young man, he said he wanted to join the challenge. So we said, well, you have to use the Tamarack pattern. So you can see here that the sleeve is almost identical. We're going to add about 3 inches. And the back, we're going to cut here and spread apart, give them a little bit more room here. And, oh, sorry, that's the front. But the back, you would do the same thing. So it's really not hard. And there's a lot of patterns out there that are even called unisex. So don't be afraid of the pattern. And you can, if you don't want to make a muslin, then I'd say iron interfacing, any kind, it can be printed to your pattern, and it's a little more pliable, won't rip this much, and have a friend pin it to you. Just loose. You'll get a
great idea.
So now let me show you the, also, before you start, I don't know if you're afraid to write on your pattern or not, but I am not. And I use the pattern. This is the first coat I made. This one, I wanted it a little longer. So I drew it right on top of the pattern, and I marked it up. I put some notes on there. Oh, this is a great one for quilters versus sewists. A quilter typically uses a 1/4 inch seam. Patterns from the big companies, at least, are typically I shouldn't say big companies, the big box companies are typically 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. A lot of the indie companies are 1/2 inch seam allowance. So you want to know that before you start sewing it. Okay, so I wrote it right on.
Good tip, Maddie.
And let's see. So I want to show you, this is our Mondo bag. If some of you don't know us for our coats, which I wouldn't expect you to yet because they're so brand new. But this is our Mondo bag made with some beautiful William Morris fabric. And that's the cover of it. So that you might know about the Mondo bag. We're starting to say we're home of the Mondo bag because believe me, sell a lot of Mondo bag. And
A great
the only
bag.
read about is, are you going to carry the Mondo bag with the quilted jacket? I don't know. Everybody's going to have to decide their own on that one.
That's
So,
right.
this pattern is our flying geese, and I will put this coat on for you. You can see it there and the back of it. And again, the concept here is not to make it exactly as I have made it in this pattern. This one I did make, but take the pattern, take it for what you like. Obviously, fabrics would change. I use snaps, and this is my, I use the cam snap machine. No, it's not a machine. It doesn't plug in.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's a hand press.
Yes. Well, it's maybe Amanda could get it at the end, or we can, it's online too. It's called Cam Snap, but it's so easy to put these snaps in, and we've had a lot of fun doing that. So I put the flying geese around the sleeves, and if you wanted to, you could put a cute lining. I'll show you on another one, and cuff them back. So you can do that.
So that one's Tim Holtz Fabrics, is that right?
It is, yes.
Yep, and turn around. Yep, that looks awesome.
I challenged myself on this to use Tim Holtz's pink fabric.
Oh.
I had a lot of, and I'm not really a pink person.
Mm-hmm.
Was when I was 11, but and oh, I would like to show you these beautiful welt pockets.
You did a beautiful job on those.
And part of the reason is I use interfacing. So
Oh.
we are going to be having a pocket pattern come out. And that's really pretty close. I don't like to say when we're not quite ready, but that was so easy to do. 3 steps.
Yes, I never thought of using it that way. That's very smart, Maddie.
Well, we are quilt smart, right?
Yeah, oh, you are. You're quilt smart. You are.
I'm going to show you the inside of this, which is not done yet. And the reason I'm showing it to you is because the one that's done, you'll see the difference. This is the inside of the pocket, and then I put another patch kind of over it on the other coat so that from the inside it'll look great too. But this one's not quite done. Also notice that I didn't use all the same fabric on the seam or anything. I had a lot of fun with all the different fabrics.
Yeah, very creative.
Okay, so that is the flying geese one.
So Maddie, I just thought of a name for you. Quilt Smart is so smart. SEW.
I might have Googled that at one time. I'm not sure. I like
Well, that's cool. I like that one.
Now, Lavelle is way taller than me. She's behind the camera right now. So her cuffs probably are right for her.
Mhm.
It's
Wow, very nice.
Lone Star. And this also uses the Tim Holtz. So,
Wow, look how different.
and she serged the edges of her seams too. That's another thing is in quilting, we don't really have seams other than the outside, which we bind.
Right.
And I don't mean we don't have seams. I mean, we don't have exposed seams.
Right, exactly.
Clothing construction we do. So there's a lot of different ways you can finish that. Some are hard, some are easy. This one is one of the easier ways. If you have a serger, you can get a nice finish on that.
Mm-hmm.
And Lavelle just extended this collar down, so it would be more of a shawl collar.
Looks beautiful.
I recommend that if you haven't done clothing construction before, but it's easy to do if you have. And so the other things I want to show you real quick is what we have in the works. So Amanda is making with the William Morris fabrics the wave pattern that we have, and so experimenting with how far apart we want the waves to be, if they're going to be off-centered. So she put these up on our design wall, which is very similar to yours, by the way.
I think it's the same, isn't it?
I was joking. Yes, it is. Wonderful. And I'm going to get some and use it for a coat lining. We're in Bend. We do need to quilt. We do need to quilt our coats. That's kind of hard to say because it does get cold here in the winter. Although today it's like 50 degrees and it's January. So it's
that's a heat wave for you guys.
Pardon?
That's a heat wave for you guys, right? 50 in January?
It could be 70 in January.
Oh,
The first year I moved here, it was. This is a quick, how you do the wave. It's just like the pumpkin seed that Sarah was showing, it's only one side has the shape on it, and it's a long shape, which is the shape of a wave. And you simply turn that, and now the rough side's on the back, and that gets fused to the fabric below it.
right.
So that's a quick demo there. So now we get to the coats that I don't have in my hands, and I can't wait to get my hands on. This is my daughter's coat, and she likes to dive. And we had a table runner that happened to have a lot of Free Spirit fabrics in it. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And she saw it and she loved it. So this is the back of her jacket. And then the front and the sleeves are completely all Free Spirit fabrics, and really, really cool. So I'm excited to show you that maybe on our next Inspired by or something. And that's an embroidery that she's got on there,
Wow.
Born to Dive. So, and then
That's gorgeous.
yeah, that's going to be fun. The next one is very much in process because we don't have the fabrics yet, but we picked them out. So this one is our young gentleman's coat pattern, and he wants to put this fabric with this in the center of the back.
Great idea. Yep.
So that's going to be really cute. And he also doesn't really know how to sew. He's doing this so that he can learn to sew.
I think that's awesome.
And his mother quilts, so she's going to quilt.
Oh, even better.
So I think I showed you. Oh, did we show this? Okay, let me pull this over. This is a coat or vest that Donna made, and she put our appliques on it. So it's not really a pattern that we have, but it's an idea for people. And this is the Tamarack jacket, only it is, she just left the sleeves off. So not, I mean, she did it.
Right.
So
yeah, that's really beautiful. It's another way to personalize something and make it your own.
Right. I mean, that's even a nice way if you do, like, say you're in Hawaii, really, you need a coat. Maybe you don't. So,
right.
Maybe, so, and then this is my coat.
Love it.
Rather proud of it as it's getting super alive attention, which is nice. It's according to Terry, who does our customer service, the customers are calling it the purple coat, which I kind of funny because that's my least favorite color. But I'd like to say eggplant. It's the eggplant coat. But anyway, so you can see how the different colors are. This one, this one, I was going to show you how the pockets are finished, but that's a different coat that we don't have here. This one has patch pockets, so they're on the outside. You can see all the different fabrics, and
it's beautiful.
Also, this I'm going to tell everybody because I think this is important. This is a size 10, and the white one with the pink flying geese, I made a size 12. And I think if you think you're a 10, I would, make your muslin and check it out. But this, though comfortable, it's really comfortable, and I will definitely wear it. But it would be a little tough to wear with a sweater under it.
Yeah. So size up if you're going to wear a sweater or something under it. Okay, good advice.
Yeah, and I would just go up a size. And I've also got the snaps on that, which I love, and the patch pockets. And the patch pockets is funny. They hold a lot. Like they hold the mask that I made last night out of some Anna Maria fabric, so that's nice. And they hold other things like sunglasses.
Manny, you look very sporty like that. Can you turn around and show us the back a little bit more closely? Oh my gosh, look at that. So that's all Anna Maria fabrics on the back. That is truly amazing.
And so these are strips of our honeycomb hex. And sleeves are what I call a diamond of the honeycomb hex. Oh, you can also see where the elbows are. I've marked those patterns so that my elbow would hit there.
Oh, that's awesome. See, you personalized it.
Well, pardon?
You personalized it with a little elbow patch.
I did. I don't know if anybody notices that, but I do.
Well, now that you pointed it out, I can definitely see it. That's very cool.
And when you, well, let me take this down. On the pattern, I actually drew it in. I put the
Oh.
pattern up through my arm, and
Mhm.
you would have thought, or I would have thought it would have been dead center and your elbows not, or the sleeve.
Oh,
So you would
Yeah.
want to do that.
Yeah.
So, and then adding a couple inches for the cuff, which I did on this too. So one's cuffed and one's not. You can see that here.
Mhm.
But another little tip about that is the lighter colored cuffs look adorable, but they do catch wear. So,
Oh, good
so be
point.
careful wearing it. So,
Right. Well, Maddie, you look
about
great.
all. Unless you have some questions.
Yes, we do have a few questions. Let me see. There was a question of how to buy the pattern. So I don't really know what that references to, if it's to the Tamarack or if it's to Maddie. So Maddie, why don't you answer how to buy the Quilt Smart product?
Well, you can buy it at quiltsmart.com or an awful lot of, and we have, if you go to our website, you'll see this code, me, in it, in the back. And you can buy it there, but your local quilt shop, we've had a ton of orders from the shops that have it there. So they're getting the coat packs in, and they're tending to buy a really nice variety of them, like 3 of everything, something like that, because I think they want to kind of see, well, which are the ones that people, really want to make. And but they've all been real popular. We have 12 out right now, and 4 or 5 more coming real soon.
That's awesome. So all of these patterns are on your website.
Yep.
Correct. Okay. And it's
Now,
under
if somebody wanted to make, say, a 38-inch Lone Star, and we don't have it in a coat pack yet,
Yeah.
they still could buy the pattern, the pack. They could still buy this and use that and be fine with the challenge and all. That doesn't matter to me at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Coat packs have a little more tips in them about the specific coat that we used to make that, to make that jacket, or the specific way that we made that jacket.
Right.
Like this one, I added a little stand-up collar. So, that might be in that coat pack.
Right. All right. So how to buy the pattern. So Maddie just answered, if you're interested in the Quilt Smart patterns, you reach out to quiltsmart.com and you can purchase from Maddie, or you can purchase from a local quilt shop. If you're interested in the Tamarack Jacket, we recommend that you go to your local quilt shop and ask them if they carry the Tamarack Jacket, or you could go to grainlinestudio.com to find out more information in terms of that. And for Free Spirit fabrics, we recommend that you go to freespiritfabrics.com for information. Or you could call our customer service to find out if there's a local shop near you that carries it. So we recommend you go to any local quilt shop and ask them for Free Spirit fabrics as well. So you can get, go to your local quilt shop, get the Free Spirit fabrics, you can buy the Tamarack Jacket, and you can buy the Grain Line Studio product from your local quilt shop, or you can reach out to any of these businesses. Free Spirit Fabrics, you can reach out to grainlinestudio.com or quiltsmart.com, and you can ask them any questions that you may have. Let me see, there's a question. I would like to know if we can alter the Quilt Smart pattern to our own creative desires as long as we still sew. Yes. You can, anyone that wants to participate in this can make these jackets however you like. We'd like you to personalize them. We want you to make it your own. Kind of like, just personalize it, make it your own jacket. We just ask that you use those 3 elements. Here's another question. How do you personalize it? Yes, you can add a collar if you'd like. We didn't do the pockets on ours, but you could do a patch pocket like Maddie has in the one she's wearing. You could definitely add a hood to it. Yes to the buttons, loops, snaps. You could put a zipper in if you wanted to. You can do all of those things, but we want to see Free Spirit Fabrics is made out of the jacket. We want to be able to tell that it's a Tamarack jacket, and we want to see a Quilt Smart product used in some capacity on your jacket. There was another
Can I
question.
To
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
So the hood that I showed on the pink coat, that is the rack hood. And they also have a little collar, and that's a separate pattern.
Right, that's right. I'm glad you just said that. So Maddie just said, and I just want to bring that up again too. So the Tamarack jacket, originally when we started this project, she only offered the sizing size 0 through size 18. She now has a pattern. She still offers that one, but she also offers another one, which I believe is size 18 to 30. And she also offers the add-on hood to, on her website as well. And again, you can ask your local quilt shop if they've offered that, or, if they have it, or if they could get you the pattern. Maddie, somebody is asking if you offer classes on how to make these jackets. As of now, no.
You're
I'm on. Oh, okay. Hey, if anybody wants to fire and have a class with me, that would be fun.
Yes, right.
Oh, let me answer it seriously. Although that really would be fun. We have lots of classes and shops, and COVID, of course, kind of, everybody knows what happened during COVID with classes, but we are doing a couple online things, and it would be on our website if it's, so right now we don't have like a real firm schedule of anything like that, other than we are going, well, we hope to go to QuiltCon in Phoenix, and we will have all the codes there. So if anybody's listening and is from the Phoenix area, that would be great to see you at QuiltCon in February, I think 16 to 21. Mm-hmm. And we'll have these here, plus a lot of the Free Spirit coats too.
Yes. We're going to send those.
I also just wanted to add that to Scott, that I thought, and to all of our viewers, that I thought Scott's video was absolutely amazing. And that if anybody listening to this one hadn't seen Scott's, they need to go and watch Scott's. It's hysterical. And to Scott, I'm just going to say, thank you very much. And
give us a wink. Give us a wink.
Yeah. We were practicing winks. I do that better. Oh, there we go.
So, Maddie, I'm going to change this. Thank you. You're still on, but I'm just going to change the viewing here. Hold on one second. Spotlight for everyone. I think everybody's looking at Sarah's foot right now. Oh. Yes, we are going to have a giveaway. Okay.
Oh, I do have a tip if you have time. I forgot to say it.
What?
If you have time, I have another tip I can give.
Okay, hold on one second. So I just want to go over this one last time. If you want to be part of the challenge, Free Spirit fabrics have to be used for your coat 100%. We would like to see it made from the Tamarack Jacket from Grainline Studio. And we would like to see some piece of your jacket to incorporate the Quilt Smart product, however you choose to do it. You can see the jackets that we've shown you today. They all have a different technique. We have others too, but many of these jackets were given away as gifts for over Christmas that the team worked on. Here's Sarah's jacket. Sarah's back on. And the last thing that I'd like to say, well, not the very last, I keep saying that. I would like you to keep in mind that one of the reasons that we chose this Grainline Studio pattern is because it's a nice bridge. So we put all these together because this pattern is pretty simple to make. It's really 3 pieces if you don't make the pocket. Okay, so you've got the back of the jacket, you've got the 2 fronts and your 2 sleeves. So there's 3 pieces. And if you are a quilter, you know how to do a binding. So you really just have to sew that together, and then you're really just binding the outside of this jacket. And you know how to do binding. You can do binding on your seam on the inside. And, you know, you already know how to make binding. So if you're a quilter, you should be able to tackle this project. And if you can't, we're sure you know somebody who's a garment sewer that could help you. And if you're a garment sewer and you haven't quilted before, trying to use the Grainline Studio, trying to use the Quilt Smart product is a very easy transition, or easier transition. Nothing's really easy. It's time consuming and patience, but you know, you can, you know, get the pattern, the design that you like. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Just do the back, just do the sleeve, you know, do something that has the Quilt Smart product on your jacket. Make it your own, whether you do the decorative stitching like Lucy did, whether you just want to do the invisible applique like Nancy did on hers. You know, have fun with it. Do it however you want to do it. Make it you and have fun with this. I mean, that's the whole purpose of this project. And then in the very end, what I'd like to say, and this really is it, it's you can win. So there will be 3 winners of this. And you will win. The first place winner is going to win. Yeah, Sarah, will you hold that, please? Sarah's just going to keep showing you the jackets. We're going to finish this up. What you can win is the first place winner will win $500 for a shopping spree at your local quilt shop. The second place winner will win $250 for a shopping spree at your local quilt shop. And the third place winner will win $100 for a shopping spree at your local quilt shop. So any of you that participate, please know that this ends on May 27th. We would like for you to hashtag Free Spirit Coat Story. And we will be looking for your coats. We will pick 3 winners. The store will receive the credit, the $500, the $250, or the $100 credit. And then you can go in and you can purchase what you would like from your local quilt shop. So that is what this offering is. It's going on now. And it ends on May 27th. And yes, Maddie just has a question.
One quick thing when you get a chance.
Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, so am I on? Can you see what I've got here?
Oh, no. You want me to change it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
So
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, you're on. Oh, look at your dog.
So this is just another quick tip. If you're scared to do a coat, make a small coat first. Now you could do that for a little baby, for a child, for a doll, or for a dog. And this one, I have some Tula fabrics in it. It was a table runner I had. So you don't even have to start with like, oh, what fabrics am I going to use? You could do, oh, what blocks do I have that I could just build up and make a practice little coat. And it's bound and it has a little coat hook on it. And you can see that it even has a little raw edge pocket on it. So you can see that I use some of the same techniques, and then it's easy to make a bigger coat. So this is Benny.
What's your dog's name?
Benny.
Benny?
What kind of dog?
What kind of dog?
He's a Yorkie poo.
Oh, he's adorable. And he looks very smart in that quilted coat. See, everyone's wearing quilted coats.
Everyone is.
Yes. So
Oh,
Maddie,
that's the other thing. You need to wear it. Make your coat.
yes.
Wear it, and you will get lots of comments on it and compliments.
Post it on social media. Post it on Facebook, Instagram, any place out in social media. And we do have a giveaway. I almost forgot. So Sarah, actually, we have a giveaway, and I actually forgot what the question was. So let's help me here.
Tell us which Quilt Smart pattern and Free Spirit fabrics you're going to use.
That's right. That's a great question. So if you're on live right now and you would like to win, we're offering Free Spirit fabrics. We are offering a Quilt Smart pattern and the Grainline Studio pattern to you. We would like to know if you're going to make the jacket, which Quilt Smart product are you going to use, and which Free Spirit fabrics are you going to use? Because we know you're using the Grainline Studio pattern. So we would just like to know what you're interested in. What did you like today? And again, send us hearts and send us any questions that you may have about this, and we'd be happy to answer it. So thank you, Maddie, for joining us. Thank you to Lavelle, and thank you to Amanda.
Free Spirit for everything you do for us.
Oh, well, thank you, Maddie. We've enjoyed working on this project with you a lot. You're great, a great sport. Love your dog, love your glasses. Give us a wink. Give us a wink.
Thank you,
Bye,
ladies.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining.